So I'm in my hotel room in Des Moines, back home from the office today. And actually I checked in last night, a little late. It was about 8:30, so not late according to Nick. Um, but it takes me a little bit of time to set up, not necessarily get unpacked, but get the room the way that I like it. For example, I have to put shit away, not my clothes. Shit like this, shit like this. Even the goddamn pen and paper, which came in handy later. I'll elaborate in a bit. Oh, the one thing I didn't have to put away that was already in the cabinet was this. So I didn't have to worry about storing that in a drawer. So that saves some time. So also, I'm not used to getting to a hotel room, which is this is the same hotel I always stay at when I'm in Des Moines, and having a Glade plug-in in the wall. And you got to keep in mind, I'm a candle maker, which has kind of made me very sensitive to smells and things like that. So if it's something I don't like the smell of, especially in a confined area, which this isn't really confined, it's a suite, and it wasn't in the bedroom or anything like that, I just can't tolerate it. So I, of course, unplugged the plug-in, and stored it in the drawer, not next to the Bible. No, next to the pen and paper. But I could still smell it in my head, and I was trying to sleep, so I simply opened up the windows in the room, which I thought was a little weird, that they're still opening windows with screens in a hotel room. But I guess there is only 3 stories to this hotel, so suicide probably won't be a factor in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't know. So I got up, pulled it out of the drawer, and set it in the hallway. With a note, I did have to pull out the pen and paper. I said, please do not put this back in my room. Thank you. So I came back from work today, and the plug-in was no longer outside of my door, which was a delight, and nor was it plugged in to my room. So apparently the housekeeper wasn't Mexican and was able to understand my request. So that was a pleasant surprise. As you know, my fear of driving on the interstate still hasn't changed. Still have this problem. So getting here was a little bit of a challenge. And I took a new highway to get to Des Moines from Omaha, and it was interesting because it was kind of a backwoods way to go. It didn't even take that much longer than it would have if I did take the interstate, so that was a good thing. But along the way, I noticed there was a sign that said Cabbage Patch Museum, 3 miles east. And I was like, ooh, I think I'm going to have to stop on that on the way back, because I'm sure Nick will well recall the obsession, literal obsession from my youth. So we'll check that out. Probably not the 800 covered bridge signs that I saw. None of them were Madison County because I'm too far south, I think, of that. So maybe next time. I don't know. I do hate to have to constantly bring up the sad side conversation in our 842 conversation, but I think what needs to be said is a posting from Steve Agee when he was wearing his necktie, because he was going to go shoot for Puddin' Strip, or Puddin'. And I got so excited about that. Immediately when I saw the one post, I didn't even look at his next one. I ran into my office screaming, Steve Agee's going to be on Puddin'. And the reason that my coworkers are aware of Puddin', and I tried to actually put this link on our page today and failed miserably. I'm going to keep trying. I'll figure it out. Puddin' Strip, if you're not already aware, is a sequence of, it'd be like a comic strip, but live. A live comic strip. And one I particularly liked and shared with all of my coworkers was called Puddin' Porn. I encourage the other three of you and whoever else is watching to check it out. Again, I tried to post it to our page to no avail. Then come to find out from his next posting, Steve Agee's next posting, that it canceled. So now I'm going to have to let everybody know that, not that they care, they don't watch Sad. And I forced them to watch Puddin' Strip, so nobody's going to care except me. So there's that. Still a little sad. IKEA. You have given incredible explanation on that. Thank you very much. And it makes a lot more sense now why it would continually be brought up in the book series that I'm reading, because it's a Swedish author, or was, considering he's dead now. And speaking of which, I finished in my hotel room last night, Girl Who Played with Fire. And feel free to, and I'm sure you will, all of you, Nick for sure, but you can all give a jab at this. I needed to have the next book next, which is the last book before he died. So I went to several bookstores today in hopes of getting The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest in paperback. No, I don't have it in paperback, so I had to spend almost $30, because I'm being manic, to get the goddamn next book, last book, because I want to read it. Now, you could all say, well, get a Kindle, or maybe you could upload it to your iPad. Well, that's for another day, kiddies. Today, I had to be manic and buy a huge-ass hardback, and now I have to store it somewhere or burn it when I'm done. Haven't decided. And back to IKEA. I am intrigued with the meatballs. The furniture, setup, maybe. But it's really the meatballs that I want to experience about IKEA. Because Nick's mentioned them twice now. So, I think they'd be something to check out. In fact, I'll be planning a trip to Boston soon, so that should be part of the agenda. It's not the reason I'm coming. I'd like to say, anyhow, it's not the reason I'm coming to Boston. But it just might be because I'm curious. My question to Nick, though, is how did you fit a queen-size mattress in your car? Car's so goddamn small and gets such great gas mileage. Did you strap it to the top, maybe? That's the only way I could see it fitting. You certainly can't fit a dryer in the back, for God's sake. Other than that, I don't have much else from Des Moines, except in a follow-up to my previous posting about Nick's Bar and Grill and the midget. What's really been addling me all day long is the fact that the midget was wearing a suit. A very well-tailored suit. And I don't understand. I mean, does he have his own tailor? Does he have his own seamstress? Is that who makes the midget clothes? This is something we together need to find out, because I'm pretty sure it's going to keep me up tonight. And again, I'm fearful of midgets. I'm not, it wouldn't be called racist, but I'm just scared of them. I'm not scared of Mexicans. I am truly racist against them. Even though this is on a public forum. There it is, it's out there now. But the midgets just confuse me, so let's figure out where they get their clothes. And lastly, I'd like to say to the newcomers, join us, please. You've been invited for a reason. You're special. We want to hear what you have to say. But more importantly, I think you were invited because Nick and I are bored of each other.